Imagine a world where the power that lights your home comes from something as ordinary as the salt Y. The idea sounds almost absurd, yet the science behind it is anything but. For years we've been told that lithium is the only game-changing element for storing electricity, but a quiet revolution is brewing in labs and pilot plants that could rewrite that story. This is the tale of the sodium-ion, or salt, battery, a technology that could make home energy cheaper, safer, and far more abundant. First, let's talk about why we're even looking for an alternative. The surge in electric cars, rooftop solar panels, and the push for a carbon-free grid has turned energy storage into the most valuable commodity on the planet. Right now, the lion's share of that storage sits in lithium-ion packs, the same chemistry that powers your phone and your neighbor's electric SUV. Those packs have delivered incredible performance, but they come with a hidden price tag. Lithium is a rare mineral, concentrated in just a handful of countries. Mining it drives up costs, creates geopolitical tension, and leaves a sizable environmental footprint. Prices have already climbed to the point where a kilowatt-hour of lithium storage can cost upward of $70, and analysts predict that number could keep rising as demand outpaces supply. Safety is another concern. Lithium cells are notorious for thermal runaway, the chain reaction that turns a harmless pack into a blazing inferno under the right conditions. We've seen headlines about fires in garages and Powerwall installations that have forced homeowners to replace entire systems. And recycling? Less than 5% of lithium batteries ever make it back into a circular supply chain, meaning most end up in landfills or are shipped overseas for processing under questionable conditions. Now picture the alternative. Sodium is the third most abundant element on Earth, making up about 2.8% of the crust, and it's dissolved in the oceans at roughly 10.8%. In other words, there's more sodium in a single glass of seawater than the total amount of lithium ever mined. That abundance translates directly into cost. Raw sodium material can be sourced for less than $2 per kilowatt-hour, a fraction of the price of lithium-based cathodes. Moreover, sodium-ion batteries can operate safely across a temperature range from -30 degrees Celsius up to 50 degrees Celsius without the same risk of runaway. That makes them ideal for hot climates where lithium cells degrade quickly. The chemistry itself is surprisingly similar to what we already know. In a sodium-ion cell, sodium ions shuttle between a hard carbon anode and a layered oxide cathode, much like lithium does in conventional packs. The larger size of the sodium ion does mean that energy density, the amount of power you can store per kilogram, is a bit lower, but the trade-off is a battery that can be produced at scale with far fewer supply chain bottlenecks. Companies across the globe have already demonstrated prototype modules that can deliver stable power for residential solar storage, and a handful of pilot projects are slated to go live by 2026. So what does this mean for a typical homeowner with a rooftop solar array? Right now, many are forced to choose between an expensive lithium Powerwall that may need replacing in a decade, or simply feeding excess electricity back into the grid at a low rate. A sodium-ion system could cut upfront costs dramatically, making it feasible for more families to store their own clean energy and reduce reliance on utility rates. Imagine being able to charge your home battery during the cheap off-peak night and then draw from it during a scorching afternoon without worrying about the battery overheating or losing capacity after a few years. But the transition isn't instant. Why haven't we seen salt batteries on every roof already? First, the industry is still scaling up manufacturing capabilities. Existing lithium factories are massive, heavily invested, and not easily repurposed for sodium chemistry. Second, the performance gap in energy density means that for high-drain applications like electric cars, lithium still holds an advantage, at least for now. Finally, consumer awareness is low. Most people don't even know that a battery can be built from something as common as table salt. That said, the momentum is undeniable. Major automotive and energy companies have announced multi-billion-dollar investments in sodium-ion research, and several startups are already shipping commercial-grade cells for stationary storage. Governments in Europe and Asia are offering subsidies to accelerate the rollout, recognizing that a diversified battery market could stabilize energy prices and reduce dependence on geopolitically sensitive minerals. Now I'm curious, what do you think about swapping lithium for something as ubiquitous as salt? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your perspective. Looking ahead, the next few years will be crucial. If manufacturers can perfect the balance between cost, safety, and energy density, we could see sodium-ion batteries becoming the default choice for home storage by 2026. That would reshape the entire energy ecosystem, giving homeowners more control over their power and potentially lowering electricity bills across the board. The shift won't eliminate the electrical grid overnight, but it could change who holds the reins of energy in the future. If this glimpse into a salt-powered world has sparked your imagination, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next chapter where we explore how this technology might ripple through electric vehicles and grid-scale storage. Imagine walking into a home where the quiet hum of a battery system is as ordinary as the refrigerator, yet its heart is made from the same compound that seasons your fries. That's the vision engineers are racing toward, and the roadmap is already taking shape. In the coming months, several pilot projects across sun-rich regions will install sodium-ion packs alongside rooftop solar panels. Early data from these installations suggest a noticeable dip in the monthly electricity bill, especially during the peak summer months when traditional lithium units tend to lose efficiency under relentless heat. What makes this possible isn't just the cheap raw material. The electrolyte formulations have been tweaked to handle the larger sodium ions without sacrificing cycle life. Researchers at a leading European university reported that their latest prototype can endure well over 4,000 full charge-discharge cycles before its capacity drops below 80%. That translates to more than a decade of reliable service for a typical residential setup, assuming the homeowner charges the system each night as solar production wanes. But the story isn't limited to the kitchen table. On the industrial side, massive warehouse-scale storage facilities are testing sodium-ion modules to smooth out the intermittency of wind farms. The advantage here is twofold: the cells can operate safely at ambient temperatures that would force lithium units into costly cooling systems, and the overall material footprint shrinks dramatically because the cathode chemistry relies on abundant iron-based compounds instead of cobalt or nickel. A recent press release from a major Asian energy conglomerate highlighted a pilot that stored enough power to keep a mid-sized town lit for several hours during a sudden drop in wind output, all while keeping the operating temperature comfortably within a safe range. These successes are prompting policymakers to rethink subsidy structures. In a new draft regulation, a European Union member state proposes a tax credit for any residential battery that meets a sodium-ion safety standard, effectively lowering the upfront cost by a sizable percentage. Meanwhile, a North American state known for its aggressive clean energy goals is earmarking funds for community microgrids that will rely exclusively on sodium-ion storage, hoping to reduce dependence on imported lithium and the geopolitical tensions that come with it. If you're wondering why the transition isn't already happening everywhere, the answer lies in the inertia of existing supply chains. Massive factories built over the past decade are optimized for lithium chemistry, and retooling them for sodium requires not just new equipment but also a workforce trained in different material handling protocols. That's why you'll see a hybrid approach for a while. New builds will incorporate sodium-ion modules alongside legacy lithium packs, allowing manufacturers to phase in the technology without risking supply shortages. Consumers can also play a role. When shopping for a home battery, asking the installer about sodium-ion options signals market demand. Even if the current catalog doesn't list a sodium model, the inquiry can push manufacturers to accelerate development. Think of it as the same way early adopters of electric vehicles spurred the industry to expand charging infrastructure. Collective interest can tip the scales. Looking further ahead, the integration of sodium-ion batteries with smart home energy management systems could unlock a new level of autonomy. Imagine a household AI that predicts your energy usage, forecasts solar generation based on weather patterns, and dynamically shifts power between the grid, the battery, and your appliances to maximize savings. Because sodium-ion cells can tolerate deeper discharge levels without degradation, the AI would have more flexibility to use the stored energy when prices peak, effectively turning your home into a mini power plant that sells electricity back to the grid at optimal times. There's also an exciting possibility on the horizon for electric mobility. While lithium still dominates the high-performance sports car segment, several startups are experimenting with sodium-ion packs for urban delivery vans and low-speed commuter vehicles. The lower energy density compared to lithium is offset by the fact that many city routes involve short trips with frequent stops, where rapid charging isn't as critical. If manufacturers can perfect fast charging protocols for sodium, city fleets could benefit from lower fuel costs and a reduced reliance on scarce minerals, easing the pressure on global supply chains. Of course, no technology is without challenges. The larger ionic radius of sodium means that electrode materials must be engineered to accommodate the bulkier ions, which can affect how quickly the battery charges. Ongoing research is focused on nanostructured anodes that provide pathways for rapid ion movement, and early prototypes have demonstrated charging times that rival conventional lithium units for low-power applications. Another hurdle is public perception. The word salt conjures images of kitchen seasoning, not high-tech energy storage. Overcoming that mental block will require clear communication about safety, performance, and environmental benefits. One of the most compelling arguments for sodium-ion batteries is their environmental footprint. The extraction of lithium often involves water-intensive mining processes that can strain local ecosystems, especially in arid regions where many of the world's largest deposits are found. In contrast, harvesting sodium from seawater or brine lakes has a minimal land impact, and the recycling loop for sodium-ion components is already showing promising efficiency levels. Early life cycle assessments suggest that a sodium-ion system could emit up to a third fewer greenhouse gases over its lifetime compared to a comparable lithium setup, a statistic that resonates strongly with environmentally conscious homeowners. As we watch these developments unfold, the next wave of stories will dive deeper into the science behind the electrolyte breakthroughs, the economics of scaling up production, and the real-world experiences of families who have already made the switch. We'll also explore how this shift could influence global energy policy, potentially reducing the leverage that mineral-rich nations hold over the tech sector. The ripple effects could extend far beyond your backyard, reshaping supply chains, job markets, and even geopolitical alliances. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you again. Have you ever considered installing a home battery? What concerns would you have about moving away from lithium? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep the conversation going. Your insights help shape the topics we cover, and together we can demystify these emerging technologies. If you found this deep dive into the salt-powered future intriguing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming episode where we break down the impact of sodium-ion batteries on electric vehicles and large-scale grid storage. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next chapter in the energy revolution.